All right, you had a question you honestly wanted to ask us.
All right, so when a fish is swimming, do you think...
Let's just leave it at that. When a fish is swimming. Do you think any of us have any idea where he's going with this?
No.
I'm going to say he's going to say, do you think they think they're people?
And we're the fish.
Yes. Yes.
That brings
Or
up a whole other
would
question.
they eat us the way we eat them? And do you think... All right, here's what he's going to say. When a fish is swimming around, do you think that they're always looking for something besides seafood to eat?
They're like, is there any steak or just a poultry even would be great.
Could a fish be allergic to fish?
When a fish is swimming,
Yes.
do you think it's aware that it's in water?
Well, first of all, just saying, do you think it's aware would have been enough. But do they think they're aware they're in water as opposed to what?
Well, like, they don't know that there's air above them. So when they're swimming, do they know that, like, they're in this whole other, like, thing, like water as opposed to air? Like, there's...
How about you right now? Do you know that you're in air? Do you
I
think
know I'm
about
in
it?
air.
But how often do you think of that?
Why are so many of his questions air related?
He loves the elements.
So do they see air as sky outside of the water? Where does the sky of the water start?
A fish can jump out of the water. You've seen them do that, right?
But that's a bad idea for them, and they do it.
But
What the fuck?
is it a bad idea for us when we go into the water? This is what your fucking point is. This is their environment, right?
Yes.
And they probably think about as first of all, they don't think much. Because here's how dumb a fucking fish is. They'll bite a worm out in the middle of a lake. It doesn't even occur to them that this is another thing that annoys me about fish. Like, let's suppose we were all here and fucking Chris goes, oh, a sandwich. And he bites into it and we just watch him pull him out of reality, right? 5 minutes later, the same fucking people sitting around and Vito goes, another sandwich, and bites into it. That's how dumb a fucking fish is.
But dolphins are smart.
Okay.
Dolphin isn't a fish, you dummy.
It's a mammal.
Here's what I see kind of what you're trying to say. Do they have an idea that outside of their world, there's another world that exists?
Exactly.
And I will say to you that do you think a dog looks out at the ocean and goes, oh, think of all the creatures under the water? No, he understands that's water, maybe in a sense that he knows that he can drink it or that he should not drown.
And by
but
the
he's
way,
not going to think about the fact that under the water, a whole world exists. No,
And-
he would not.
even at that, as dumb as a dog is, it's a million times fucking smarter than a bluefish or a sunny, which are fucking idiots.
But the dog has the benefit that he's above the water and he can look down and see
And
into
he
the
still
water.
doesn't think about it. He sees a fucking dog holding another bone. Go and read some of those things. You can take a fucking fish and put it in an aquarium, in a library, and they're still dumb as shit. They don't pick anything up.
But they look at you sometimes. They
Yeah,
know
they look at you because they see fucking colors and something tapping on the glass.
it's bad to tap on the glass. It's like an earthquake to them.
I'm going to ask you,
Oh my God.
what answer are you looking for, Vito? In your fucking fantasy, when you came up, what did you want us to tell you?
I want to know if you think... Basically, I guess I'm asking if animals have a subconscious.
It wouldn't be a subconscious.
Why
You
would that
moron.
be a subconscious?
There's
They
nothing
haven't-
subconscious.
What about that?
They have an agenda. They know they want to
That's
get...
not an agenda.
I want to know about the id.
What you want to know is if they have an awareness, time, space. The answer is no. They live moment to moment.
But, like, they know that they have to get food, and they know that they have
Yes,
to do
they're
that
driven
stuff.
that way.
Yeah, it's like instinct.
But
They
some-
know not to die.
But, like, some animals know, like, some animals have systems, and, like, they team up, and they do things together, and they know they have to... There's alphas, there's betas.
Oh my God. None of this stuff has to do with whether they know they're in water or not.
Okay, I see what it is. You saw the Little Mermaid and you
I
were
wanted to fuck her.
and you saw that she was curious about a world outside of her own. And that's what you're wondering if a fish has that same thing.
Do they look at the top of the water and know that like the sun is coming down and there's a wall that is the top of the water and like, oh, there's a whole world out there other than this ocean?
You don't have a fucking idea that there's a whole world out there because you're as dumb as a tuna. Now, here's the other part of this, Vito. What you're fucking saying about the Little Mermaid. The reason why she was smart and was conscious and aware was her human top. Okay? That's what made her fucking happening. The bottom of her dumb as fucking dirt.
Well, I mean, it's not just Ariel. It's also just every fish. I'm saying, do the fish look up like the turtle?
All right, let's just try.
Turtle's not a fish.
Let's try this if we can. If I take you to the beach, right? And you go underwater. Do you even know where you are?
I know that there's air above the water.
Why? Look, you're a big Italian kid who should be hauling brick all day. You should be just walking brick back and forth and giving it to skilled bricklayers. How you ended up in radio is beyond me. Eric, Colorado.
Hello, Bennington.
Hey.
I'm just curious. Does Sirius XM, like, I don't know, do they do random drug screens? Because this is like sounding like pot talk with Vito.
The difference
this
is,
you know.
Vito could use drugs. There's got to be a drug that helps him.
And I don't really smoke weed all that much. These are just my questions that come into my head sober.
Come into my head.
That's like Chris says the same thing.
Neither one of you thinks that you.
The way they think about thought.
Don't drag me into his craziness.
No.
Yeah, no, you're
But
in
you
it.
look
You're
like him, you
brothers.
think like
We're
him.
not brothers.
You know, you think about the fish, Chris.
No, I don't. I think about tuna fish. It's delicious. Throw
He
some cheese
he
on
does
that.
love tuna fish.
Really do.
It's the only meal he makes at home.
But then why does he eat it for lunch so much?
Sometimes twice a day, tuna. It's bad.
Is that what you're having for Thanksgiving this year?
Possibly.
Where are you going? Long Island again?
Nope.
Not invited there?
Nah, not invited. I'm thinking I'm going to have a nice story of Thanksgiving.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Is somebody else going to Long Island this year?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you afraid to know?
I don't care. I just want everyone to have different lives.
It's like that Phil Collins song, Separate Lives.
Nice separate lives.
Let's at least find out if she's with someone.
I don't
Should
know.
we
Much
check?
happier.
I'm
Does
sure
she have
she
some
could
social
possibly-
media that I could look
I
at?
saw her at that fucking Alfred E. Newman party last night.
How'd she get in?
Oh, her boyfriend.
Trump?
Yeah. Fucking Donald Jr. is taking it away.
She's doing well.
Oh, yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. Oh, there's the big actor. What's his name?
Elijah Wood.
Oh,
Elijah Wood. He's getting a little
great.
makeup job in the hall.
he looks great, and his hat looks great.
I think it's great when you're getting a makeup job and you're going on radio.
It's just about your own confidence.
You just sounded stupid in front of Frodo. Was he Frodo?
Yeah, he's Frodo.
Good.
Frodo Baggins.
You got it.
From Bag End.
Looks like somebody does watch those movies.
There's certain things you can't escape, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
The Bilbo Baggins fucking crew, forget about it.
What about Bilbo Baghands?
Do you like Bilbo Baggins?
What happened with that? I thought you were going to run with it.
I feel him coming back.
Hey, who's our intern today?
Marcus Hook.
Tell him I want to arm him with a gun and shoot you in the back of the head. Say the last thing I want is for you to know it's coming. Sometimes thoughts come into my head.
So strange the way you guys describe that.
Yeah, they're morons.
It's mostly Vito, though.
No, it's both of you.
No, you guys are the same.
Trying to distance myself.
Mike in Utica.
Let me just throw this out there, Roddy B. You got a flying fish. Flying fish are aware that there's air above them. That's why they jump out and they basically just fly through the air because they know they can cover distance further. And I've actually even seen them dodge boats when I was fishing out there.
Yeah, I've seen him go over boats, and I've also seen him hit people that are on fucking boats. It's really fucking funny. You're just sitting there on a boat, and you get slammed in the head by a fish. I would just yell, caught one, like I did it on purpose. Here's Lance. Lance.
Hey, what's going on, buddies? Hey, Vito, I got a question for you. If I dangled a hook with a worm on it, would you take a bite?
I mean, if the guy before me ate it and it looked good and he was fine with it, like we do dangerous things all the time we see other people do.
There was two things that I would want if I was a fish. A chair, because I'd be fucking exhausted.
He never stops
swimming all the time. And I would love to get a towel. And just if I was a fish, I'd wrap myself up in a towel on a nice sunny day. Oh, this feels so much better.
I think the really lousy thing is, I think for most all fish, sex is out of the question. You're just like spreading your seed over top eggs. It all happens outside.
Yeah, well, to them, jizzing on some eggs is very exciting for them. It's just fucking eggs. Oh, God.
I don't think they enjoy it.
You know what's
like,
weird?
It's like there's only a couple good things
like
about
a
being
tart.
alive, and they got cheated out of one of them.
Well, the thing about fish, this would be really funny. If a fish got fucking hooked, brought onto a boat, but it was like really raining hard that day, he must be going, it's not that different up here, really, when you think about it. What? I mean, there's just some spots that aren't water, but there's a lot that are.
It's difficult to get it through the gills,
Yeah.
but
I would like
it's
to.
not terrible.
I would like to invent what I call underwater rain, where I just force sunlight, like little bubbles
Yeah,
of fucking air and sunlight.
nice. And then they're experiencing what we have to deal
Right.
with today.
Yeah, today. Then they got to stay in their fucking cubbyhole or whatever they call it that they back into and act like it's a good thing.
This is my house.
If I was a fucking fish, I would just immediately just start swimming as fast as I could into a bigger fish's mouth.
I hate
Just-
this life.
Get it over with. I'd be like, I'm wet. My eyes are killing me from this fucking salt water. I don't have a towel. I don't have a chair or a table. I can't even touch myself to jerk off on eggs. This is
arms.
ridiculous. Yeah, there's no arms. I've got nothing. And there's little slits in the side of my head. Just fucking, I see a shark. I'm just running out of, pussy! Fuck you, pussy! Just into his teeth as hard as I could.
Suicide by shark.
It happens. Well, you're a goddamn maniac, Vito. I think every day I come in here wondering if you could be any dumber.
Why does he look more confused than when he started?
Now, do they know that other fish are different fish? Like, can they tell race?
You honestly see a minnow and a fucking, let's say a flounder, thinking that they're other fucking races.
Yeah,
Like I can't believe this was all minnows when I was a kid. Now look at the amount of fucking flounders, 2 eyes on the side of their head. I don't trust them.
yeah, like some class system. But
I get mad when people act like that flounders have 2 eyes on the side of their head, because I'm like, then they also have no eyes on the other side of their head. But you know what that's from? They go down and they lay on the bottom of the fucking thing,
Yeah.
looking up for something to bite.
Yeah. They just, fish are weird.
I think they start it with an eye on each side, and then from laying down in the sand so much, it just moved their eye over. I despise a fucking fish.
I don't
I'd rather
care
be
for
a
them.
Subway rat any day.
Oh, me
Before
too.
I was the prettiest fucking fish ever.
Like, I have this weird sensation, like if you're walking through a pet store and there's like a lot of aquariums and there's just like a lot of fish around, I just feel like uncomfortable.
You have
Like
every
I just
right to.
feel like they're gonna flop out. I think that's what it is that really freaks me out. It's like the fish out of water, like the way they look.
Yeah, they're in a paddock.
I don't like that.
They're in a fucking paddock. They can't even breathe properly.
because they never expected, because they didn't know it was outside the water.
Not that whether they expected it or not. Like if I shoved you underwater, you wouldn't be under breathe. Even though I tell you now and you expect it, right? You'd be like, oh, I expect I won't be able to breathe under there. As soon as we fucking hold you down, you're still going to be freaking out.
You're gonna be shocked.
No
But
ma-
I'd have the benefit of knowing it was coming. They don't.
There's no benefit to it. That's why waterboarding is so bad. People know they're not drowning, but it doesn't help them at all. They fucking freak out from not being able to breathe. You're not thinking, oh, I can't breathe. What do I do next? Like fucking James Bond does. You just start fucking flipping the fuck out.
Do the fish when they're? I've never seen a fish out of water. Do they try to flip back off the side of the boat and get back in the water?
Yes, they do.
You know that's what fish do.
They just keep flipping until they hit the water.
So they know.
But here's the thing. How could you have not seen a fish out of water? You never been fishing?
No, I'm a city kid.
There's a fucking river next to you. People fish in that river.
That's gross. That river's disgusting.
It is not. It's the Hudson. The Kennedys cleaned it up.
That thing's green.
Huh?
That river's green.
Hudson?
Yeah, if you ever go by like the piers and look at it, it's just green.
You're down here. You could go up a mile.
There's a lot of fishing on Long Island.
Like by Harlem?
Yes, by Harlem. People fish around this whole thing and they eat these fish.
Fish are underwater. I could never do that. That's disgusting. I would have
First
to go
of all,
upstate lake fish.
Yeah, but the Hudson is upstate. It flows
That's the
from...
fucking river that you're in. It's beautiful up there.
I've never been up there. I've never seen it.
So I guess it doesn't exist.
Isn't there some kind?
You're like
Isn't there some kind of Big Brother program for you fucking urban youths where they would take your ass upstate and let you camp and fish?
I don't think my mom ever trusted me with that stuff.
You and your mom have an inappropriate relationship.
It's way too close.
They're very close.
We were watching Rocky Horror together last night.
I bet you were.
Shit.
While you were rubbing each other's feet.
They're going, touch me.
I just have a feeling that this is all his mom ever says. Vito, it's wrong. What we're doing is wrong.
Definitely happens.
Thanks, Chris. You never backed me up until today, and I love you for
Today's
it.
the day, Ron.
Thanks.
We're just friends.
You say this dumb shit to your mom all night? Or are you guys still talking about Fonzie and the Sopranos?
We at night it's usually how'd your day go? And then I start to tell her.
Dago. I get it.
Don't call me that.
And then as I tell her how my day went, she tells me she listened to the show, and then I'm like, well, you know how my day went. So I don't know what the point of this is.
Aw. Why don't you say something nice to her now?
Hey, Mom, I love you. Keep up the good work at your job.
Oh, that's really sweet.
And you know more people know Vito's mom than I know?
Really?
Yeah.
You know more people with a connection to her?
It's unbelievable. More than I know that are connected to Vito or Chris.
Wow. She's a lovely woman.
Yes, she is.
Thank you.
No, thank
Not
you,
about you.
Vito. You're the one who came up with the fish routine. Tonight should be going, hey, Vito, good fish routine, you know? It makes me think, 7 fishes New Year's Christmas Eve we're going to be having.
She's very anti-fish, actually. She told me my entire life I was allergic to shrimp because she didn't want to cook it. And I found out a year ago.
What?
That you're not
That's
allergic?
amazing.
Yeah, a year ago I went to Benihana, and my girlfriend at the time was like, just try shrimp. I really don't think you're allergic. So I tried it. Next week, I'm at my mom's, and I'm like, hey, guess what? I'm not allergic to shrimp. And she goes, you were never allergic to shrimp. And I say, why'd you tell me my entire life? She goes, oh, yeah, I didn't want to cook it, so I just told you.
That girlfriend really came in between you and your mom, right?
Yeah.
Should we break here, Chris?
Oh, yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break. It's the Bennington Show. When Vito said to me, this is the funniest thing. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is do fish have a subconscious? And I don't think he meant that at all. I think he meant, are they conscious?
Did you mean conscious?
Well, isn't the subconscious what's lying underneath your general agenda?
Keeps using this word agenda.
Do you know how like, what would you say Chris's agenda is? Well, just look at a human being like Chris Stanley and tell me his life agenda.
Chris' life agenda would be like, sleep, eat, go to work.
So similar to the fish.
Not really. Just drier fish is all Chris is.
Good God.
We got to go to break, but before that, this is my favorite thing up on the internet today. It's the weird dog that sounds like a TIE fighter from Star Wars. Because here's the thing. It's a great impression for a dog to do, but I guess the dog doesn't know.
It doesn't have a subconscious.
Yeah.
Its agenda is different.
Its agenda is not there. Like Chris's agenda.
Yeah.
Eat, shit,
sleep,
work,
sometimes piss,
masturbate.
Oh, yeah.
While he shits.
Ew, that's how you do it?